New York Subliners won major for today. We're going to be going through their search and destroy to see exactly what they did and see how they won. Let's get right into it against Toronto Ultra. So starting off on this round one, you can see a setup they got right now. I think it's a fairly simple setup. The main thing I want to kind of pay attention to is on the mini map, kind of number 5 here. Number 5 and number 6, their middle map, they're going to be the ones applying the pressure. So right now, New York are on the left-hand side. They're going through. They're going to try to get the bomb down. I think they actually did just get the bomb down. Okay, yeah. So they've got the bomb down. Okay, so right now we're going to be seeing a retake from Toronto Ultra. So in terms of their standard setup, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It looks pretty good. Toronto, you know, going through middle, New York having the right side, nothing crazy here. Let's see exactly what happens. So Sib gonna watch over. Now, one thing I like right now, immediately, okay, is number 1 and number 2 grouping up. So let's go through, take a look at the minimap. It's gonna be the Hydra and Kismet, the 2 SMGs. Going through middle, timing wise right now. I don't love this from Toronto. I don't love this from Toronto. I think right now is a massive gap. So you can see number 8 kind of backing away to go with number 7, and you have number 6 and number 3 watching through middle. Me personally, I feel like right there, you either triple stack it on one side or you send one person watching middle. So for me, number 8 has got to be Kleenex. I feel like he has to wait there. I think you let Insight go by himself and you kind of go with them. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open TAC maps as well and kind of show you what I mean on the other screen, how I think could have been slightly better here. So let me just quickly get that open. So okay, my stream deck is not working right now. This is perfect. So I'm just going to stay on this. Okay, let's just move on. Pretend that didn't happen. So yeah, right now, again, like I said, I think in this scenario, they kind of left him alone for too long. They go through, middle map gets opened, and New York are able to break in. I just don't think that that setup was too good from Toronto. I feel like they had a big gap there. New York go through, the trades are effective, and this is excellent stuff there. At this point, the round's over. You know, he's by himself, goes through. Even though he gets that trade with 15 seconds left, you see Hydra on the pinch here. Number 4 is going to stay on the bomb. There's really nothing for them to do. Now, one thing that's very important to note is the first round, you have to remember there's no trophy systems, okay? So on the defensive side for Toronto, they weren't actually able to get and contest the point. So I feel like it was actually an easier offensive round to take the bomb without any damage. So it's very, very important to kind of note that. Okay, I do have it open now. So yeah, going forward, I should be able to share my left screen and we can kind of go through some tactics and stuff. But for now, let's carry on and see what happens in the next round. So that round's done. We go across, we wait to round 2. Let's see what happens. So just like I mentioned, now there is a trophy system, right? So in the side of Toronto, it's going to be a little bit harder to break it if they decide to use a trophy in terms of New York. I don't even know if they got the trophy yet, but we'll find out. Anyways, going through, let's see the difference in the setup. So the only slight difference I would say is they sent 3 people towards the bomb. Toronto did anyways last round. Sorry, New York did last round. And Toronto now have 2 people towards the bomb. So it's gonna be a bit harder to push it in terms of they had 2 and they had a 2 split. They had more presence through middle, I would say Toronto did last round. But immediately, if we just look at the map here, okay, I'm actually gonna break the map and show you guys what I mean. Let me go to my left screen here. So right now, what we're gonna see, okay, is New York Subliners. They have a lot of the map here. They have a player through middle like this, okay? Let me get back to the other screen. They have a player through middle. They have a player standing on the top side, okay? So they have a player like around that ledge, then they have 2 on the bottom. So in terms of map control, you can see right now, like, they have so much map control. And the fact that they only have 1 person through middle and they still allow this much map control, I feel like this is really, really poor from Toronto, to be honest, because right now, like, New York have all the map pressure. They have basically everything, and they know exactly where Toronto are coming from. So if we go through now, what you're going to see is, like, how do they break this? Like, what can they do here? They have to really go for a kill. So we go across. It's 2 on the side. Now, I don't mind this play from Toronto, you know, taking their time. I don't mind it, okay? But they have to get... The longer you take here in this scenario, the longer you take, the less time you have to plant the bomb. So me personally, I feel like having 3 people on the bomb is a lot better, playing 1 on an island. So we go through, you see there's 2 people on the right. So if we look at the minimap, number 4, Skies, he has a lot to deal with here. 2 is going to be Kismet. Kismet, the thing about this setup, right, the reason why I'm saying I don't love it from Toronto's perspective is right now, Kismet's got middle, okay? There is really no pressure from, like, Toronto for these players to do anything. Like, right now, if I'm, like, if I'm New York and I'm like number 2 and number 3, there's really no pressure for me to run out and sell. Like, I don't need to make a play and pinch them here. But I feel like Toronto, the way they're playing, they're waiting for aggression. They're waiting for somebody on the side of New York to sell. When I say sell, it's in like they're waiting for them to overcommit, right? I just feel like they're playing it a bit patient, but they're the ones on the offense. So me personally, I feel like they should take the damage and the offense towards New York. And right now, say Envoy sitting here, there is absolutely 0 reason for anyone from New York to make a pinch. Why? Because they have the whole map. They know the other team, in this case, Toronto, have to plant. So that's the only reason I don't love this setup from them. They go through, let's see what happens. And there you go. They get, you know, in a position where they have to make a move now. He's got the bomb, he's going across. And like I said, they're in a position where they don't have a lot of cover. Now, what I don't understand I don't understand why they, number one there, in this case Hydra, just leaves him. I feel like right now, again, they had so many, like, I know they've got some intel at B, right, that things are going B, but I feel like right now, number one just stays there, they commit to it and watch these stairs. Envoy's dead here. I feel like they could have killed Envoy easily. So look, fair play to Envoy, he does get through. Again, I don't agree with the setup from New York, but I have a lot more intel, right? Because I've got the mini map, so obviously I can see that. Kismet goes behind one, he's able to take out one. At this point, really good play from Kismet. He goes through, and again, I just think in this scenario, if I'm Insight, like honestly, I want him to be more aggressive, man. If I'm Insight's teammate, like you need to be able to get the trade here, in my opinion. You really do. There's no way he can let Kismet go through middle, because now the rest of Toronto are 2v3 through middle, and they're literally pinching them. He goes across and he's able to absolutely take off Envoy. Should he have won that gunfight? Definitely not. Definitely not. But now Scrap's by himself. It's a 1 versus 3. He goes through. Insight's on the other side of the map. So right now it's basically a 1 versus 3 for Scrap. He goes across. I don't mind this play. I really like this play from Scrap. He plays his life well. He gets out. Insight's watching behind him. But for me, again, it was just one of those 15 seconds left here. They don't have a lot of time, if I'm honest. They really don't. Skies definitely sells there. With 20 seconds left, there's no reason here. There's no reason to overcommit. You throw a shoulder. By the way, of course, I know I'm being very extra in these scenarios, but it's kind of like one of those where these guys are pros, so I expect the highest of them. And obviously, with the mini map, I know we have perfect information, right? Which they don't obviously have. But even here, like Sky's good play, but to get beamed like that, especially in this meta, right? When it's a 4-shot meta, I think you have to be more careful than that, in my opinion. I don't think you can give that away, man. I really don't think you can give that to Insight for free, especially in a 2 versus 3. Great trades there from New York. 2 versus 1 at this point. Again, just the fact that they waited, they play it patiently. I really like this from New York. I think this is really smart because they play this together. Kismet right now has this whole cross, right? And Hydra has the whole right hand side. So right now they're waiting for information. They're not panicking of time, and then they're going to go together. Scrap, again, couldn't do too much with that, so he decides to go through. I don't hate it. I think it's just one of those plays where he was in a bad spot regardless. So he did what he could do, and a really good read from the other two though. So yeah, again, going forward, this is like good play right now from New York. 2 rounds in a row, really good plays. So right now they're going to go across. Same thing on the offense. They just have more numbers. They really just have more numbers here on the offense compared to Toronto. There's absolutely zero mid pressure right now from the side of Toronto. There are 3 people stacking the A point, but absolutely nothing on mid. So for me, they just double stack the wrong side. If we take a look to the other screen once again, when I feel like Toronto had the best setup, New York had the best setup was when they had 2 people on A, they had 1 person through mid and 1 person through B. At least that way they had mid map control. The problem with having 3 people towards A is they have no clue about mid. So mid is open, and I just feel like that's very vulnerable. They go across, let's see what happens there. They go through, you know, playing his life really well. If you're Sib right now, you can't sell. You really can't sell. Like, even what he's doing now, I think is selling to an extent, because I feel like Envoy right there, he can easily go in that door and get that trade. Like, if you're Sib, you can't even play that. This close, 20 health for me is too close for comfort. Like, he's doing a great job playing his life. He's distracting them really well. I just feel like he played it very close there. He didn't die, so fair play. But I still feel like he played it a bit too close for comfort there. They go through, and look at this play right now. Look at this play. As they go across right now, they have the numbers, but mid-map control is taken. So now they know, if you're Kismet, you know that no one's mid-map. So they're either at A or at B, and you can potentially find a gap here. So they're going through, the bomb is going down, they back away Toronto Ultra. And again, for me, this is way too reactive. Way too reactive. Look at number 5 here, Scrap. He's watching the right hand side. Him and Envoy are all the way at B at this point. Sorry, at A. And it's like the bomb's down at B. It's gonna be very hard for them to retake. I love the play from Sib. He's still watching the pinch. Let's look at the minimap here. Sib is still watching the pinch. Envoy's trying to go through, and he gets in. Okay, that was a crazy timing. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is a bit harsh, but if you are Sib there, you cannot let anyone flank, because your team are going to trust you have this area. Your team are going to trust you have this area. I feel like you have to you can't let anyone get through here. Like, even I know it's a timing thing, but right now him going through, it was a bit unfortunate. It's obviously a timing thing, but now if you're Envoy, you're behind them. Envoy has a green light here, so it's all about the timing now. Envoy's got the timing, he goes through, Kismet tries to make a play, Scrap wins it, and now if this like scenario, New York, although they had the advantage, they're definitely at disadvantage now. Sib, I like the angle watching middle, goes through again, timing, gets 1, Envoy does go in the pinch here, the 2 versus 3, they collapse on the point here, and Sib with an insane angle. That angle was incredible. Again, they just got to be better there. They got to be better with their numbers if you're Toronto Ultra. You can't have 1 person flying out. They need to be trading a lot more effectively. Look, I really like Toronto Ultra as a team. just think they really played bad in this game, man. I honestly do. I think they played really bad. Fair play to New York, man. An excellent two-piece there from Sib. Hydra cleans up the two as well. Just really good stuff there. It's, for me, the teamwork's on another level now. I mean, obviously they won the major, right? So in hindsight, we can say that. But even right now, look, 4 people go through, the grenades go in, 3 people back away. I don't love them leaving Sib by himself. I feel like on the A point, me personally, I feel like you always want 2 people at least. Like at least 2 people around there. I feel like they helped Sib and then they left him. So I don't mind it. And if they're going to do this play like they're doing now, you can't leave him on the point. You either have Sib playing closer to your side or you have someone helping him. Like, I just don't think you can send him by himself. So if we go through right now, they basically had Sib by himself and then they sent 3 through middle. And it's like, if you're going to do this, right, if Sib's number 2, you don't leave him by himself. You give him some intel, you help him out a little bit. Like maybe he watches over, but I just feel like what happened is he just got literally collapsed on. And one thing I probably would prefer is them giving up complete control of A and try to pinch it through different angles, sending 3 through the flank, maybe Sib through a late pinch, or maybe 2 through the flank, maybe 1 holding middle, and then kind of sending 2 on the pinch, right? That way, at least that way, even if you're taking your time, right, you have a scenario where you have trapped Toronto Ultra around the point. You've trapped them in and then you can go through different angles and you can kind of shoot them at the same time because then there's nowhere for them to really hide. So you can kind of collapse in like that. I just feel like the way they did it, there was a bit of a gap there from New York. So let's see exactly what they can do here because I like this play. I like the pincher. I just feel like they didn't need to let Sib die as well. They could have played the life better. Goes through, absolutely takes out Insight. Like, I don't even know how he does that, to be honest, but good camera, takes one out. They go through, Envoy playing a corner. And again, look at that. The teamwork is insane. Literally, the teamwork's crazy right now. Now, imagine right now, Sib was on their side of the hill. Imagine Sib was on their side of the bomb right now. He kills Kleenex for free. So I just feel like right there, they could have done a lot better at holding Sib's life, but the break from them was phenomenal. That was some of the best teamwork I've seen. They literally just showed them, all right, we're better than you. We are going to push this and get through. They didn't give any respect to Toronto. They just ran through them. And this was crazy, man. This gives me glimpses of the Champs finals from last year. Just that confidence I'm seeing from New York right now. The way they're playing right now, it feels like really, really good form in this specific search and destroy. 4-0 against a good Toronto side, man. This is not easy to do at all. Kismet goes through, terrible timing with the stun. I like the break again from Toronto. They do end up giving up A though. So again, right now, I want them to be a bit more reactive. Like, you're leaving A, okay, cool. But then I just feel like now they should start pinching on it. Let's see how they do this. I don't mind this if they pinch correctly. So 6 goes through with Envoy, and you see, look, he's holding an angle. You got 7 on the left side, inside set. I don't mind this play from Toronto, to be honest with you. This isn't bad. But again, look what New York do. They go through, they take the fight to them. They get one big kill. They chase them around. This is good play. I like this play from New York here. I think it could have been a bit better at the start, but overall I like them adapting. I think they played it pretty well, and Toronto end up winning this one. 3v1. There's no way Hydra wins this one, but honestly it wasn't terrible. It was not terrible from New York. It was just one of those where I think Toronto finally were able to kind of clutch one up. And again, I think it comes down to that pinch, like having people around the hill, around the A point. You don't need someone on the A point, right? As long as you're pinching correctly, I think it's always going to help you. Same thing here. New York actually mixing up, so it's not the same thing. But I don't know how I feel about this. The bomb player, number 7, is on an island by himself. Again, I don't love it. I really don't. I think the bomb player should be, you know, Envoy right now. The guy that's with Kleenex. Sibling 1 versus 2, goes through, gets 1, the trade goes in, they back away. I don't mind this. Again, I just don't like Insight having the bomb by himself. The cruise comes in. Weird ass cruise missile. Not gonna lie, the intel comes in and Skies is able to get a 2-piece. So the cruise missile was very, very valuable. This round, I'm not gonna really criticize Toronto too much, simply because of the cruise missile. I think it really didn't give them any options. So this round was one of those where I think, again, New York just kind of used their intel. They used their streak well, and it was very clean for them. But that's just one of those where you can't give someone a streak in search and destroy, man. You really can't. You really can't give someone a streak. They go through. Let's see how this one goes. 4 middle. I don't mind this. This seems like a bit of a hard counter, though. And again, like, bro, these deaths, like, it really annoys me when I watch this. Like, you can't be dying in these gunfights, bro. You can't be losing these gunfights. You can't give this away. If you're the defensive team right now, bro, you're looking for intel, okay? If you're the offensive team, like Sib right now has an insane shot. He's looking for a freebie. Bro, Insight, he gives him a freebie. Look at that. He jumps, gets taken out. The whole map has changed now. Look at number 1 and 4. They go through, they clap through middle. That is insanely unlucky, by the way. If Hydra doesn't get that team kill, this round's over. I mean, it's over anyways, but if Hydra doesn't get that team kill, they literally four-piece them. And for me, it was just the lack of confidence. And I think, to be fair to Toronto, it's just one of those where in the moment, New York were just really feeling good. They were really feeling good after that map 1. They take it over and they absolutely steamroll them in map 2. The first 3 rounds go, momentum carries them through, and they just absolutely take over. Like that round there, I don't think that happens in a new series if it's like round 1 of the Search and Destroy. You know what I mean? Like this was a round when it's 5-1 elimination bracket. They know they're going home if they lose. The pressure's on, the momentum's not there, the confidence is lacking. That's what it felt like. But YouTube, that was going to be a breakdown of the Major 4 champions, New York Subliners. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.